All the single lions, all the single lions, all the single lions, all the single lions. Okay, look, before we jump into my review of The Lion King, I feel the need to just sort of let you know what my biases are in case you haven't seen any of my other content. I don't fully understand why Disney has chosen to remake their classics. Well, okay, no, I do understand, but I guess what I mean by that is I don't see the merits in these remakes, particularly remakes of movies like Aladdin or Beauty and the Beast, movies that were already classics and beloved and timeless. So going into The Lion King, my expectations were that it was going to be a decently made film because Jon Favreau did a pretty good job with The Jungle Book. I distinctly remember liking that movie the one time that I watched it, but I thought it was going to be ably made. I was expecting that there would be a couple moments that would get a chuckle out of me, and I was expecting, to be emotional. I was expecting them to have scenes from the original that would still evoke emotions in me. I was kind of worried when the trailer dropped that it was going to be a shot-for-shot remake, but I thought maybe that's just what they're putting in the trailer to get people hooked in. Guys, it is almost a shot-for-shot remake. I mean, they've extended some scenes, tweaked lines in other scenes, tweaked characters a little bit, but I mean, it's pretty close to being a shot-for-shot remake. But this time with less soul. I went and saw it with my daughter. She's about 4 years old. Not about, she is 4 years old. I know how old my daughter is. I'm not a terrible father. I went with her and she was bored. Couldn't sit still, just didn't pay attention. And I looked around the theater and most of the other kids in the theater were about the same. As an adult, I was bored too, probably for different reasons. See, I was bored because with it being a sort of shot-for-shot, beat-for-beat remake, I knew what was coming. When they were dragging out scenes, I couldn't help but feel like, just get on with it. We all know what's gonna happen. Like, before Nala leaves to meet up with Simba, this is a minor spoiler, but not really. If you've seen the original, you know the story. There's a part where Nala sneaks away from the pride to get to where Simba is with Timon and Pumbaa, and that scene has to be 4 or 5 minutes long, and the whole time it's just like, this doesn't fill me with tension. I know what's happening, what's going to happen. It does. Why are you doing this? The other big issue that the movie runs into is the musical numbers. They fall flat in a lot of instances. Think back to I Just Can't Wait to Be King in the original Lion King. It's this colorful, somewhat surreal sequence that is very entertaining to watch, something that you can get away with when you're a traditional animated film. Well, when you're doing a photorealistic animated film like this, they had to sort of tone it down, and suddenly it's a lot less appealing. I mean, look at Be Prepared. When I was a kid, that song genuinely terrified me from the original Lion King. I mean, it had balls to the walls craziness in it. Rocks jutting out. I mean, it was epic. The hyenas marching look a lot like, that group that I can't mention, or else, I'll get demonetized. Rhymes with Yahtzee. Be Prepared in this version is this weird sort of mishmash of Scar kind of singing, but not really. He's sort of talking, while you've got hyenas around him just sort of quietly chanting, "Be prepared, be prepared, be prepared." And it just feels flat, just does nothing to make you scared of Scar. Now that being said, I will say that some of the visuals are very well done. The stampede scene is very striking visually. I would say that the lions look incredible. I'd say that all the animals, in fact most of them, look really good. Rafiki, the close-ups on him with his eyes and his face, those were all very well done. That said, in the original animated feature, when you want to anthropomorphize animals, it's helpful when you can do it in an animated situation where you can enlarge the eyes and make them more expressive than, say a real lion's eyes. You can't do that in this movie. And so, in addition to that, you've got actors that are trying to deliver their lines more realistically, not quite as theatrically as you would see in a traditional animated film. So when you combine that with the fact that the faces aren't very expressive, everything just feels that much more flat. I I hate to say it, guys, but this was not good, not enjoyable. I mean, at least a good chunk of Hans Zimmer's original score was used in the movie, but like my favorite part of his score, that like music that plays while Simba's running back to Pride Rock, the like ooh da 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 boo da da dee da da do 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 do, and he was like that's not in it anymore. They took that out, replaced it with a Beyonce song. And here is my final conclusion about The Lion King. You're taking a movie that, in my book, is already a 9 or even a 10. I have no hesitation in saying that The Lion King is my favorite traditionally animated film from Walt Disney Pictures. Absolutely is my favorite. The only way I could see justifying remaking The Lion King would be if you're going to add in something to shake the story up. Like, for instance, it would have been really cool to see Scar and Mufasa as children. And maybe Mufasa was a douche when he was a kid and was a bully towards Scar, and that's why Scar hates Mufasa. You know, maybe Mufasa isn't the noble king that we thought he was, and Simba has to discover that hard truth. I mean, because everybody was accusing Black Panther of stealing ideas from The Lion King, so I think it's only fair that the Lion King remake steal ideas from the Black Panther. Like, do something there to make the characters more complex. Like, at least with Aladdin, they tried to liven up Jasmine's character by adding in a new song, and they tried to switch up the story a little bit there. I know you can argue at how well they did that, but at least they tried something. With this, there's zero creativity when it comes to writing and story. There's unbelievable amount of talent and creativity in the visuals of this film, which is a real shame that those visuals end up being in a movie that is ultimately soulless. I hate to say it, guys, and I know that people probably think that I'm a little bit harsh on these remakes, but I gotta give Lion King a 4 out of 10. It's just not a good movie. But hey, Mulan looks cool, right? Like, lest you say that I just out and out hate the Disney remakes, I have to admit that the trailer for Mulan looks pretty cool. Alright guys, so what did you think of The Lion King? Let me know in the comments below. I want to give a huge shout out to my patrons. If you want to support this channel, definitely head over to Patreon and you can sign up as a patron. Also, just so you guys know, I am working on a video. I'm going to be doing a head-to-head comparing two really popular SNES games to see which one comes out on top, so stay tuned for that. Thanks guys. Bye.